Welcome to Captain Roulette. Just a quick one where we're going to rank 7 popular captain choices this week. Before we start, I just want to take a look at last week's captaincy options as well. So we're obviously seeing Payne Haas at 74%, Cleary at 11, Hines at 4, Ponga at 2, Damien Cook at 2% as well, and everyone else falls off a cliff. First up, we have Kalyn Ponga. He had the 80 last week. I think you can expect a high score. He had not a lot of attacking stats and still got that really high score last week. I'm going to put him here at high ceiling. I think he has a lower floor than some of these other guys in this list, so I wouldn't exactly call him boom or bust, but I reckon he's safe for a 40 and still has the chance to crack a ton. Up against Manly this week as well. Payne Haas next. He had the 80 minutes last week and didn't score too well. This week he's up against a team that has quite a weak middle defense. With him, I think you can expect to see lower minutes for him if Broncos do come out and put a score. His last 2 games he played 80 minutes back to back, and I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a little bit of a rest this week. In saying that, he can still come out and get 80 points in 50 minutes. All in all, I think Haas is going to be probably the most captain player again this week as he was last week, but yeah, definitely a safe pick. Herbie Farnworth. He's one I'm really scared of not owning this week. I wouldn't say he's safe because he can still come out and get you a 50. For a captain, you're not really looking at captaining 50s, but I definitely think he is good odds of being the highest scorer this week. He got a 55 in a pretty quiet game last week, and now he's up against the Titans, who conceded 50 points. So he's all the chance to come out and get a hat-trick and crack a ton as well. I think both these guys could be really high scorers, but probably less in base than the guys who are the safe options. Trell Mitt, up against the Chooks this week and got a double last week. I reckon he is one who's a boom or bust. I think if the Rabbitohs come out and get a bit behind the pace, he's going to struggle to score at that centre position. He really needs the Bunnies to go well and get the goals and get tries to keep his score moving. I wouldn't expect him to be very highly captained at all. Nathan Cleary this week. I'm going to put him at the best captain option. I reckon Nathan Cleary is the safest option this week. You look at his stats last week and he had 380 kick meters. His average is usually around the 600 mark. So Broncos couldn't hold the ball for most of that game, and he didn't really have to do too much kicking, even though he did all of Penrith's kicking. So I can expect another 10 points on his score from last week. And he only had the 1 try assist as well, so quite unlucky for Nathan's scoring. I think he can easily come out and get a 70 this week. I think 57 of last week will be his floor. I don't think he gets much lower than that, so big bounce back from Cleary. I reckon he will be the best option this week. Walshy. You got to be a brave man to captain Walshy after scoring 25 last week. However, he is versus Parramatta this week. I definitely think he can come out and get a really high score. We've seen him crack 90s and 100s at the end of last year. We know what he's capable of, but I'm going to put him at not worth the risk. I think more often than not, he's going to come out and probably score you a sub 50. Definitely has the chance of cracking a really good score, but I think if you have any of these other guys, they pose a lot less of a risk than trying to get that high score out of Reece Walsh as a captain. His floor's just a bit low. And lastly, we got Nico. I'm going to put him at boom or bust. He has been a great fantasy scorer in the past. I think Trindle coming into the team sort of has put a dampener on him the last few years. But we've seen last week what sort of scores he is capable of still. With the running game, I think he will be a lot more of a volatile scorer than what he was in years of the past, where he was the control guy, a bit like a role like Cleary has. Now he's sort of going to rely on actually scoring tries and beating teams convincingly to get those high scores. He is up against Riff this week as well, so will he be getting those high running game points? I don't think he's going to get it this week. Still a chance, but I'm going to go boom or bust. I reckon he's going to be a 30 or a 60 guy. Alright lads, that's it for the captaincy options. If you got someone who's not on this list as your captain this week, let me know down below. Peace.